Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for this webinar, Getting Started with Events. My name is Jill, and I'm the Training and Education Manager here at Vertical Response. And today I'm going to take you through some of the basics to getting started with events and using the Vertical Response event tool. This webinar will be about 35 to 40 minutes. There is a demo in it. And then at the end, there will be time for Q&A. So if you do think of questions along the way, go ahead and type those into the box that you see in the GoToWebinar window, and I'll be happy to answer as many of those questions as I can. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is what we're going to go over today. We're going to talk a little bit about what our event tool is, how to create an event. I also have examples of event pages that people have created, and then I'm going to show you how to create your own event page. And then, as I said, there will be Q&A. So first of all, the event tool that we have in our system is going to allow you to create an event page. So you can create this event page using a template, which then means it doesn't take very long for you to put it together. Put in the information about the location, add some ticket information, put in a picture and a little description about your event, and you'll be able to share that with anyone you want to invite to your event. We have ways for you to promote your event. You can do that through social media and also through emails. And the emails are sent through your Vertical Response account. And so what that means is you'll be able to track the information about what's going on in the emails as you would any email sent out through your Vertical Response account. So you can see who's opening, who's clicking on links, all of the normal information you would get from an email in Vertical Response. You can also use this tool to sell tickets. You can use it to manage attendance and not sell tickets, or you can sell tickets. And the tickets can be sold online, and you can use our tool to sell your tickets through a website or blog or Facebook or wherever you want to put the code for that. If you're having an event where you have sponsors, and a lot of events do, you also have an area where you can recognize your sponsors, and so you could sell sponsorships if you wanted to do something like that, and I'm going to show you how to add all of that information into your event. If you're a nonprofit, you can also use the events for fundraising. That is certainly something that's a popular thing to do. So you can use the event tool to get donations from people buying tickets to an event in addition to purchasing the tickets. And even if people can't attend the event, they're also able to make a donation through the event tool as well. So that makes it easy for you to still do fundraising even if people aren't coming to your event. And there is a dashboard. I'm going to show you some screenshots. My dashboard I'll show you, but it doesn't have as much information as some other ones, so you'll be able to see all of that information. So some of the benefits to using an event tool like this is that you're going to be able to promote your event online. And as hopefully you know, that is an easy way for you to get more interest in what's going on. Again, social media makes it easy for you to promote the event on your social platform, but we also make it easy for people who have purchased tickets to share information about your event as well. So it spreads the word about what's going on at your event. Also, because you're able to give recognition to your sponsors right there online, it'll make it easier if you are selling a sponsorship. Again, that's frequently for events that nonprofits are doing, but not all of them, and so that is something that's important for a lot of people. Again, as a nonprofit, getting more donations from people who may not actually be at the event makes it easier for you to help with your fundraiser. Also, just letting us manage all of this for you makes it a tiny bit easier when you're putting on an event like this. And if you are sending out paper invites, you can use email instead of direct mail to get people to come to your event. So let's take a look at some examples here. So when you're creating an event in Vertical Response, we have templates. And so this is an example of a template. If you wanted to create an event, there are different sections. So we're going to go over a couple of the different sections here, and then I'm going to show you how to put this all together. So you can put information about your actual event, the date and time and all of that information. Then you can also, so here's the date and time information. You can set the start and end times and your date. You can put the information about the location and even the hosting company or organization and include a link there. So you can also create tickets, and as I said, this is an easy thing for you to do. And the nice thing about the tickets is that you can set up different price points for your tickets. So when you're creating your tickets, you can do like this example here, have a general admission ticket price, and then you can have information about what that gets your purchasers. But you can have different ticket levels. Maybe you're having a fundraiser where there's dinner or something being served. You can sell tables. And the tables can go for a certain price. You can do early bird pricing with this tool, so if people make a purchase early on, they can get a discount, and you can manage all of this within the tool itself. And here's an example down here as well of the tickets. Now, with the tickets, you can also collect some specific information about the people attending your event. And whatever information you need to collect, you can do that. You know, we have some basic stuff, so like first name, last name, email address, basic contact information. But if you needed to collect additional information, say you are having a dinner and people need to indicate what they want to eat, you can collect that information when they make a purchase. You can set up specific questions for people to answer when they are making a purchase for a ticket. And here is an example of selling a t-shirt. And again, I'll show you how to set all of this up. But if you had t-shirts that came along with a certain ticket, then you could collect the sizes for the people involved. So there are different templates. There's different colors. Some of them have images. Some of them don't. You are also able to make edits to the templates, and that's one of the things that makes it really flexible for you. The different colors you can see there, you can customize the colors and keep the image or change the image or whatever it is that you want to do. So you can match this to your website or to your blog. If you have a brochure for your event, you can match it to your event and have it look the way you want it to look. And then once you put everything together, so we have the top part, which we looked at earlier, we have the different background that we switched and all the event details. You can see at the bottom there are some sponsors there as well. And here is the information about adding a sponsor. It's at the very bottom of the template. You can upload different sized logos for your sponsors. So you can sell different levels of sponsorship if that's something that you're doing. And then you can upload the images, and then they'll be added into the template. And there they are in the template. So as I said, I do have some examples of different things people have done with the tool. So for example, here is a golf tournament, and this is something that is a pretty popular fundraiser for a lot of different organizations. And as you can see, there is different types of tickets. You can sponsor holes, you can have a putting green, golf cart sponsorship. So there was different levels of sponsorship here for this golf tournament. They have the information there, and then you can see at the bottom the different sponsors that they had. This one has some different tickets, and if you purchased your tickets by a certain date, you had early bird pricing, so you can set up how long tickets are available for certain prices if you want to. And then again, they also have the images and event details for their auction that they were having. Again, here is one that took great advantage of the different ticket options that are available. So you can have family event tickets, you can purchase t-shirts, meal and a party ticket. They have all different types of ticket levels available for this particular event. They also used the option where people who can't attend but want to donate, and you can see that the arrow there on the left-hand side, it says I cannot attend but I want to donate. And again, as a nonprofit, that's a great way to help with fundraising. Even if people can't attend the event that you're having, they can still donate to you. And in the top right-hand corner, you can see the links for sharing this on social media. Again, you can use it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, share it wherever you want. There's also places for you as the event holder to access additional information for sharing, and I'll show you that soon. Again, here is the option of showing it on your website. And here is the widget you can add to your website. So if you want people to be able to purchase through your website, not just through the page that we generate for you, you're able to add this to your own website or your blog or wherever you want people to go to purchase tickets. You can add it to your Facebook page, and so people are able to, access this information from your Facebook page and make purchases through Facebook as well as through your website. So promoting the event, once you have it going, as I said, we have lots of tools to help you with this. You can add the event to your website, which we just saw in one of the examples there. You can put it on Facebook. There are also animated widgets that you can add to your website or to your blog. You can also share links. So again, with something like Twitter, for example, it's a little bit tougher to add something there where people could purchase, but you can tweet the links to your event, and so we give you the link that you can tweet, even a short link, and then that way you can share that information on Twitter or even anywhere else that you want to share just a link. So you can embed it on your website, and basically we just give you the HTML code, and then you're just going to paste that into your website, and people will be able to make a purchase through that. And you can see on the left-hand side, we just give you the code, and then on the right-hand side, you can see what it looks like once you've added it to your website. And again, you can add it to Facebook. There's a little installation you need to go through, and then you can add it onto your Facebook page. And the way the Facebook option works is that if you have more than one event, as you can see, this particular organization has different events coming up, you can see all of them. It isn't one at a time. It will put all of them that you have available up there, or all of them that you want to see up there. And so you can see there's different ones. And you can also just select one if you'd rather see one, or you can have multiple ones. Oops, as we see there. So you can also tweet it. And as I said, this is something that's built into your account, and it's built into the system. So when people make a purchase of a ticket, we're going to add this option after they've made their purchase. And this is on the purchase confirmation page. There's a link where they can share on Facebook, or they can tweet it. And then on the left-hand side, you can see what it would look like if somebody was tweeting it. So they can say, hey, I'm going to this dinner and auction. And then there's a short link in there where people can go sign up for your event as well. As I said, there are some animated widgets. And you can add these to your website or to your blog, and they're very eye-catching, and this will get people's attention. Also, if you're sharing information with another organization or company and you want to have kind of a little ad on there, this is what you could share with people as well. There could be a little ad which will link to the page where people can sign up to be on your event. You can email invitations. And this is an actual email invitation. It looks a lot like the page for your event, but there is a spot at the top where you can add information, and then for anything you want up at the top, and you can personalize it with your recipient's name, just like you would for any email that you were sending out. And then you're able to select the information that you want to include in your email. So you can have info about the event. You can have the I cannot attend but I want to donate, or the register links, or you can turn those off. It's just a toggle. You can turn them on and off. You can have info for your event in there, and you can also include sponsors. Again, that's something you can toggle on and off. So that's up to you if you want to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this in action. I wanted you to take a look at some of the different pieces before we jumped into the demo, and then also what it's going to look like, because some of the stuff that I do in the demo you're not going to be able to see live. Like, I can't put it up on a website for you, so I wanted you to be able to see everything first, and now we'll go take a look at what it's going to look like in an account. So this is my account. I am on the Events tab, so I clicked at the Events tab in my Vertical Response account. And then this is my dashboard. Now I have some things that are set up here. So if I click on this, this brings me to a page where I can see some more information about what's going on my event. And we're going to take a look in a few minutes after I show you how to put this together, what this will look like when someone's actually signed up for your event. But this will give you all of the information that you need as the organizer for the event. You can see the sales, you can see the number of attendees, anything that is owed in you yet. You can also see ticket sales. You are also able to export this information once you have attendees. I don't have any. But you'd be able to see all of the attendees that have registered, and you can export this information so you can keep track of the people who are coming. So let's go ahead and set up a new event. So I'm just going to go over here and click New Event, and now I'm going to give this a title. Now, again, just like creating just about anything in our system, giving your event a title is just for your reference. Your recipients won't necessarily see this. It will get pulled into here, but you can edit all of this. So this is the event page, and this is the template where you get to make whatever edits you want to make to it. So once you come in here, you can mouse over each of these sections, and you can see you can easily make edits to these. So if we wanted to set up when this is going to start, let's see, so we're going to do, so we'll have this as an evening, and we're going to start this on, we'll do this July 21st. And then you can add your location. This information is pulled from my Vertical Response account, so this is the information in the account section, but you're able to change this to anything that you want. So I'm going to save that. Whoops. There we go. Get the right date in there. So you can make other edits. So if I wanted to add a logo here, I can. So I have some, let's see, forget which one I was going to do here. There we go. And now you can also add information about tickets. And the tickets are kind of a cool thing about this tool. If you're selling tickets, this is done through PayPal. So the money goes straight to you. It's not going to Vertical Response and then we're handing it back to you in some way. You just set up your PayPal account and then all the transactions are done through that. So I'm going to create a ticket. So as I said, you can set up tickets for whatever you want this to be. So we're going to have an individual and the price for the individual ticket is $25. Right now I'm not going to have a restricted date, and this is entrance to the event and dinner. So you can have a description of what your ticket's about, and then you can say how many attendees are per ticket. Now right now this is an individual ticket, and so it's one person per ticket. But if you were doing something like a round of golf, for example, maybe it's a foursome for golf, and so the ticket price would be for 4 people. Or if you were selling a table at an event, you know, maybe it's the table seats 10 people. So one ticket could be a purchase of a table, and then that will seat 10 people. So it's up to you what that's going to be. The default's going to say 1, but you can change this to however many people are going to be doing this. If there's a limited number of tickets available, you want to go ahead and put a number in here. Our system will keep track of how many you have. Also, if you're doing a free event and maybe you're having an event at your work and you just want to keep track of the number of people, you can say that there's 100 people in your company or whatever, and you can keep track of how many people have registered by having this total number available. Now, if I go ahead and click Save, I have my ticket set up there. And I can keep adding more tickets in here, so I'm going to do a family ticket. Family ticket is $100. And this allows in a family, family of 4 to the event, includes dinner and t-shirts. So I will show you how to set up the specific questions. So this ticket is allowing a family of 4 in, so this is 4 people per ticket, so I'm going to change that number. Again, if there's a limit here, I'm going to want to put that in there. I'm going to say 10. And then now I can only sell 10 of these. Once 10 have been sold, they'll no longer be available for anybody. Now, since this one has t-shirts as the example, let's go ahead and take a look here. Down here it says, if you wish to gather guest information or ask specific questions of your ticket purchasers, please visit guest information page here. This is going to save everything I just set up for my ticket, and now I can collect additional information. And as you can see, no is the default, but you can collect information here, and you can collect information for anyone or any ticket that you're selling. So right now, let me close this. The first and last name applies to none of the tickets being purchased, but I'm going to want to know the names of my attendees. So I'm going to say all tickets need to have a first and last name for all of the attendees. Maybe you want to collect email addresses, so you can do that. Now, if you want to ask specific information about your attendees, click this little add button, and you can add your own information in here. So I am going to do a select list, and this is what we saw before. So for this one, we're going to say this is, please indicate t-shirt size. And so in here, I'm going to write down what the pick list is that they're going to have. So they can pick from small, medium, large, extra large. So this is going to be for t-shirts, for example. But as I said, this can be for anything that you need to collect additional information on. If you're giving things away, if people are able to purchase something, again, if there's like a dinner request, that type of information can all be collected here. You also have the option of making it required, and I'm going to say yep. And then I have the option of adding this again to specific tickets. I only want this one for the family ticket because that's the only one that was including a t-shirt. So I'm only going to select that one. So all of them I selected to get the first and last name for the attendees, but this one only gets the t-shirt. So there we go. So now we can go back to the event. Whoops. And go take a look at my event. So here's my family ticket. It was saved. As I said, it would save those changes that I made, even though I went and added additional information. So if I wanted to set up a ticket for something, so maybe I'm going to sell t-shirts. Whoops. T-shirt only, and the price for my t-shirts are $15. But these are going to be restricted because there's going to only be a limited quantity available. Or if this was early bird pricing, we would say this ticket is called early bird pricing. And you can set up when these tickets were going to be available. I suppose I have to set this up in the current time frame there. And then you can say from when this ticket's going to be available and then when it will no longer be available. So this way people won't even see it. Once the time and date comes around for when this is going to cancel, I'm going to say this is it. So from the 27th through the 9th, the t-shirts are going to be available. Once July 9th passes, this ticket won't even be seen on the site. It will automatically come down. And if you were doing an early bird pricing, you could have early bird pricing up on the site until a specific date. And then on that date, you can have the regular price tickets go up automatically, since you can control the time and dates that your tickets are going to show up. Again, you can have a description, how many this includes, and then the total number available. So there's going to be a limit on here, so I'm just going to put that. And so there we go. So now I have my tickets set up in here. You can see this one is a limited time only. So there's only 100 and they're available until July 9th. So if you wanted to have some causes in here, if you were doing a fundraiser for specific organizations, you can add information here. It's hidden by default, but you can put it in there if you like. Here you can add your event details. And I'm just going to quickly add some things in here. It's basically like using, whoops, that's not what I meant to click on. It's basically like using, oh, I'm going to upload, there we go. The email that you use, if you use the Canvas tool in vertical response, it's a little bit like using that. Whoops. So our event's going to be at the Flying W Ranch. This is a cool place, was a cool place in Colorado Springs. Unfortunately burned down last night with the terrible fire there. So I am going to use these. There we go. Actually, I'm going to take that one out. So here's a picture of people having fun at the event. Good thing for people to see. Let me grab my text here. So I'm going to add just a little bit of information in here about my event. And just like, I'm going to take out that space there. Just like setting up your email, you can just click wherever you want this to go. And I think I want my, whoops, hit the wrong button there. So let's see here, let me grab my picture again there. Space in there. I'm going to pull the image to the left, and then there we go. So here's a little bit of information about my event. You can add anything you want in here, the time and the date. You can add links like you would in your email. So if I wanted to link this to something, I would just highlight it and click the little link icon. You can bold and highlight. So it's just like creating an email, and you have pretty much all the same tools there. Once you've set this up, go ahead and save it, and then you have the information about your event. Now this space over here on the right is an interesting one, mostly because it depends on what your event is, whether you want to show this or not. This will show your guest list, which means people will be able to see the name of the people attending your event. So it's going to depend on the type of event that you're having. My event, I probably don't want everyone to see who's coming because they're probably not going to know each other. But if you were having an event like a reunion for your high school or some kind of organization that you belong to where people will know each other, then showing the guest list can also help get people to come to the event, because they're going to say, oh, look, Bob Smith is coming. I haven't seen him in such a long time. That's great. I'm going to go and have a chat with him or whatever. So that could be a way to get more people to attend your event. But if it's going to be people who don't actually know each other, you probably want to hide this. So if you click on it, you can select hide, and now you'll see it on this page, but once it goes live, then your recipients won't see this. And then at the bottom of the page is the place that you can do your sponsorship if that's something that you're interested in. I'm going to go ahead and add a sponsor here. You can add the sponsorship level, so it'll show you the different sized icons that will be uploaded. So let's say vertical response is a sponsor. We're going to display the vertical response logo, so let's go ahead and upload that. And if you want to add a link, you can. And also, if there's a date that you only want to show this for, you can set that up. And there we go. Now we have a sponsor in here. I'll just turn that off. And so if you wanted to include additional sponsors, you can. And this is the large size. They go smaller from here, so it just depends on your sponsorship level if that's something that you're doing. You can change the template. The default is this blue color. You can come in here and change this to different colors. This is just a color picker that you can use, so you can change to different colors if you want to. You can even add a background image if you like. And then there's also just different templates available. Some of them are just different colors, and some have images, and some match each other without the images. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. This goes with my Western theme more, I think. So there we go. Here is my invitation to my Wild West thing here. Now, I can't publish this because I don't have this connected to my account, to my PayPal account, and so it won't let me publish it if I haven't connected that information. But there is what my event page will look like. And then, as I said, there's ways to share this. So let's go take a look at some of the ways that you can share your event. So you can send invitations, and you can send it through this page. You don't have to go back into your Vertical Response account. You can come in here and create a new email. And as I said, you have control over part of this. At the top, for example, you can write your subject line. You can add a merge field in here. So this is where I could say, hi, come join us for our great event, and maybe add a little more information about my event in there. And that's at the top. And then the rest of it is just your template for your event getting pulled in. And as I said, you have control over what this is going to look like. And so, excuse me, you can pull some of these out. So if I don't want the sponsor section at the bottom, I can just uncheck that, and now it's gone. If I wanted to pull out the event details, I could. I don't know why I would do that, but I could do that. You can also pull out the I want to attend section, and now it doesn't have that little link. But again, you probably want to include that type of information so that people know that they can go sign up through your email. And then this just goes through the usual steps of sending out your email. So you get to test it. Whoops. You get to send a test. You also can select your lists, and we pull in the list from Vertical Response, but you can also add additional email addresses if you need to, if they're not in your list. But these are my lists in my Vertical Response account. I can use any of these to send my invitation to. Once you've sent out invitations, you can also send a reminder as your event gets closer so that people know to make a purchase or whatever. So we have some that are already pre-built for you. It'll pull in the name of your event and email address and information there just to remind people to come to your event. We also have the widgets and links. So this is on the event dashboard for this specific event. So when you click on Event Dashboard, everything here is specific to this one event. So my summer event, it tells me up here. So this is where you can get a short URL for people to be able to attend the event and access the events page. There are buttons. We also have, so you can design a button here. We also have a button builder you can use as well. You can sell your tickets on your website. As I said, we just give you the code, and we saw what that looked like in one of the slides. Basically, you just copy the HTML, and then this is the information that's going to be part of your website. So you would paste this in your website or your blog if you're putting it on your blog. And then this is the information people would see built into your website. And you just need to copy the HTML right there. If we go back here to the widgets, you can add this to your Facebook page. You just need to click here and it'll walk you through installing it on Facebook. And we saw what that looked like as well. And these are the animated widgets that I talked about. And like I said, you can put this on your website or your blog, or if you're doing marketing with somebody else, or this is like a joint event, you can have this information on their website if that's part of your agreement or whatever. And you just get the HTML. So there's an embed code that you get. But you can customize it, so you can change the background color. So if there's a certain color you want to use for your event, again, if you have like a brochure or something that you're matching, then this can match that as well. And you can change how some of this looks over here. You can show the organization name or not. Again, that information is being pulled from my account. So there we go. And then this is the description there. So you can see that's the animation. It kind of bounces and pops up there to get people's attention. And so all of this is just built into the account to make it easy for you to share the information about your event and get people to come. You also are able to track transactions. Again, I don't have any for this particular one, and attendees. So you'll be able to get a list of this. So let's go take a look at what that looks like. So let's go take a look at managing the event. So when somebody signs up, when somebody makes a ticket purchase, you will get an email. You can turn it off, but it is by default. We'll send you an email to let you know who's making the purchase and what they're purchasing. So you can see all of the tickets that are being purchased, and you can keep track of that. And your recipient will also get an email as well, letting them know that the purchase went through, and they can use that as a way to get into the event if that's something that you need to do. And then here is the admin dashboard, which I was just showing you, but this is one where it actually has purchases. So you can see how much was raised, how much your ticket sales were, what the donations were, and how many attendees were signed up to come. And then the different types of tickets that you have, you can see how many have been sold and how much they went for. So it'll keep track of all your different ticket types as well so that you know what's going on with your event. And then I've blocked this out a little bit on here, but this is the list of the attendees. So on the left-hand side, it'll show you their name and their email address. And then on the right-hand side, it shows you the tickets that they've purchased. So you can see the information all in one place. And as I said, you can export this data as well. And just a couple of tips to help you with planning for an event. So when you know that you're going to do an event, you need to start getting things ready in advance. And this slide is kind of helpful in planning when to start promoting your event and through different channels where you're going to want to do that. So about 2 months ahead, you're going to want to create your event and set it to live so that you can start sharing this information. So you want to publish it. And if you're getting sponsors, you need to start soliciting for those guys. And then you're going to want to start sending out emails. So you can see on the red dashed line there, the first email is to sponsors if that's something that you're looking for. Otherwise, you can skip that one. Then you want to send a save a date email to the people that you're going to be targeting for your event. And start adding information on social media as well. I would say you would probably also want to do a blog post if you do a blog around the same time that you send out the save the date email, probably just a save the date blog, and start tweeting and adding information on Facebook. 1 month before your event, you want to send out specific invites for people. It depends also on your event, but generally this is the time frame that you want to look at. And then start adding the information to your website and to Facebook. So you can add the app at this point so that people can start wanting to sign up. If you do it too early, people might forget, although the reminder emails are great. And then think about what you want to tweet. Again, you have those links in the account for the event, and I would definitely encourage you to tweet the links for people to sign up to come to your event. And send some reminder emails. And then after your event, don't forget to send some follow-ups. You always want to thank people for either attending your event, or if you have volunteers at your event, make sure you thank them. Just a simple thank you goes a long way, and especially if you're trying to raise money for a nonprofit, people will remember that. And so I would definitely encourage that. I would send a thank you to the people who attended and to the sponsors. A specific email to all of them. I would also put out just a general tweet and Facebook post thanking people who came. Again, it's a nice way to publicly thank people, also thank any volunteers you have, but also it gets attention to the people who maybe missed the event and encourage them to come next year. So I'm going to leave this slide up because there's a lot of information on there.